Hello anybody, I'm Alex and this is Games That Let You Build Things, and you're currently looking at Transport Fever 2. I've had this game for about a year now, not really played it since last summer, but I've been playing a lot of Open Transport Tycoon multiplayer recently, and it gave me a wish to go back to this and have a look at it, now that I've got a bit more of an idea of what's going on. So yeah, first time around I played through the scenarios, which sort of muddled my way through and a good fun, but I didn't really try the open game, just the free sandbox game, and that's what this is. So this is my current game, got it paused at the moment. Quite a big map, as you can see, a fair few towns with some random names. It was supposed to be random European names, but they all seem fairly Englishy. Sandwich, Winchcombe. I've started in Settle, which at the beginning of the game, a few decades ago, I can't remember when I started, but it was maybe this big. And now it's rather even larger. So I'm operating on what I've dubbed the Settle Peninsula, which is this land here, surrounded by these two rivers. And what am I doing? Transport Fever 2 is a management game where you start a logistics company and move cargo freight and human freight around a map. So let's press play and see what's currently happening. So when I started, it was just the towns, a few roads, and these are the industries. And the point is you have to move the goods around to the industries so they make things, and then take them to the towns so the towns grow. And then you've got more people to move around with your passenger services. So I started out here with a single track line between Thornby Sawmill Station, which takes in wood from Stanhope Forest down here, turns it into planks, and the planks are then taken to the tools factory to be turned into tools. So originally a single track from Thornby Sawmill to Stanhope, which is an old station. As you can see, it's no longer used. Originally I had trucks bringing the wood to the station. The train would go back and forth between the two stations, and then trucks would take the planks to the tools factory. But then once the tools started coming out, there was another train added to this station, this line. The line was double tracked, and the route through to Settle established, which, as we can see, has got a good station here, with the train copper load of that, leaving with some ore. So yeah, that is what started off Settle's growth, was bringing in tools, as we can see by the spanner icon over there, and the tools were from over here. And then once I'd got that set up, added a little line through here to Thornby, which has now got a passenger service. The train is in the station actually, we can have a look. Diesel unit with a couple of grungy looking old cars. 10 people on it out of 40. It's not really making any money at the moment, but that's the other thing. This is sandbox mode, so nothing costs anything, but there's still an indication of how well your trains, trucks, planes and boats are doing, how much they're earning you. So even though it's sandbox and there's no money, well, there's no cost to anything, I'm still trying to only build when my earnings are positive, because that allows a little bit of thinking time when they're not positive to make your next move. And as anyone who plays these kind of games knows, thinking time is quite important and takes up about half the total time, or it does with me anyway, which is why they take such a long time to play. But this one's rather fun and engaging at the moment. So So yeah, that's the story so far. Once I'd got all of that set up, I started bringing in coal and iron to this steel mill here. Originally, well, currently I'm bringing it in by train, which was the train we saw leave Settle Station a little while ago. Where is it now? There it is. His way down the goods line to what became a new station at Port Stanhope to bring the iron ore into the steelworks. And at that point I thought, close that station down and move everything to here and have it as a kind of a cargo hub for the tool factory, the forest and the steel mill, and then there's no trains blocking up the line here at this station because this is quite a busy station otherwise. I was also originally bringing the coal from the coal mine to the mill via truck along this road which I built, but then I figured they're both on the coast, I should be using boats. So I've now got a small fleet of, I say small, what's that, 5? 5 ships taking coal to the steel mill, trains bringing the iron ore to the steel mill, turning it into steel, and then the steel, I believe, is being put on a train, taken back to Settle, where it's then trucked to the goods factory here just between Winchcombe and Settle. So that's the current standing. I'm thinking this line, ultimately the railway lines here are going to get busier. I try not to use trucks too much between any further than this sort of distance, because otherwise it gets a bit pointless. You may as well just use a train. But now I have established a port by the iron ore mine here. That port now takes the iron ore down to the mill along the river, which means I think I'm probably going to sack off the line that takes the copper, the iron ore, which I do believe is that one. So where is the train on that one? Let's find it. It was heading this way, wasn't it? It's just about to empty its cargo. So once copper load of that has dumped its cargo here, as we can see. Do like the graphics in this. Lovely detail showing you what's going on where, what's moving about. Got the logs from the forest being brought in. So the train will take them away, brings back the planks, they get loaded on trucks, taken off that way, brought back as tools. The tools sit there waiting to go back to Settle, and the steel made at the steel mill sitting there on the platform also waiting to go to Settle. But this is what we want to look at now. We want to send this train to the depot. I don't want to sell it yet because it might be useful in the future. It's not all that old. Oh, okay. It is fairly old, 22 years. It's been going longer than I realised. Clearly a lot of thinking time. More thinking time than I realised. So that's the first thing I want to do, is to get rid of that line. So he is going back to the depot. We can now get rid of the rail ore transfer. The ore rail transfer. I don't know why that's called Stanhope. That was called Stanhope Valley. Stanhope Valley. Disused. Anyone who's a fan of railways will know that railways are full of disused stations that are still there, so I figured I'd leave this as it is, although it's named, but it doesn't have any names on the station signs. There's Have You Got Wood, which is the name of my train. delivering the planks. So he's going to the depot. That line has been gotten rid of, so now the only thing taking ore from Settle to the steel mill is the boats, but that's fine because the boats are pretty large. Chain reaction, which is a double tug barge thing, can take 150. And there's a bigger one somewhere. Oh, he's just bringing it in here. Oars of steel, bringing in 55 iron ore. Now hopefully the boats weren't bringing much iron ore in because the train was bringing so much of it, but now the train service has stopped. Hopefully that will stop and more of the ore will be diverted to the port. Actually, we can get rid of this as well. There's a Settle ore transfer with 3 trucks on it. If we manage the line, close the line, we don't... Oh, vehicles online. We need to get rid of the vehicles off the line. Just the one. That truck can go on the factory delivery run and deliver steel instead for a bit. And now we can delete that line. Right, so that's gone. We'll leave that there for now. Could be useful possibly in the future. I built a couple of things out as well. The line goes through Settle Station to the start of a bridge because... Ooh, what is it? It's 1995 and all of these have been released, so now we can use these. Russian planes, Russian cars, and I'm guessing American trucks. So yeah, this bridge started the bridge off because eventually we will cross over off of our own peninsula and join up some of the other towns and industries, but until then just focusing on here. But I wanted that in so that the town did not fill this space because I wanted it for railway line. And the same actually goes for poor Stanhope over here. I built a station ready for them, and unfortunately I got busy with all this stuff over here, forgot about the people of Stanhope. But the town needs things that I currently can't provide them with, so other than a passenger service, that's all we can give them. But seeing this is games that let you build things, let's build something. Let's get a railway done between Thornby and Stanhope. Got the gradient contour lines on. You want to keep railways as flat as possible with as wide curves as possible so the trains can go as fast as possible. I'm not terribly precious about keeping the top speed up and everything. I'd rather make it work and look decent, and the ideal route seems to be sort of through here. The line will pass close to both of these coal mines, which means there could be some sort of good station there to utilise them in the future. Railway, catenary, yes. This has catenary already, yes. Catenary is the electric wires. Right. Zoom into build. Click on one in the railway. I want to bring it through to sort of there-ish. Something like that. Down here. Cut through the hill. Oh, I wish that tunnel was a little longer than that. But better have a tunnel somewhere. So that looks good. We'll press the tick on that. And now we'll dual it. And from here, I think I might just join it up straight. click on one end, click on the other end, and the game can figure out a nice curve between the two. And there we go. We've established a line between Thornby and Stanhope now. Let's sort the station out. We need to cross over. So that trains can use both platforms. I do believe we've already got that at this end. Yes, I already built that end with some spaghetti railways to make sure the trains go to the right station over at Stanhope. So this is good all the way. Let's put in some signals. One way, no. On trains coming out of the station in that direction, and already got them in that direction. And then we just have to pop a one-way one up here somewhere on the entrance to that junction. Already done that at that end, so now it's just some block signals. Did I put that in the wrong place? Yes, I did. On the outside. Well, as they come out of the cutting here, I see people place these like really close really often. Unless you've got so many trains, I don't think it's really worth it. Just put them every now and then. Maybe another couple. There and there. Down here in the forest. There and there. Okay. We've established a line. We can now extend the service, I reckon, from the Settle Thornby service, which is actually just arriving at the station. Let's pause it. Click it. Let's manage the line. After Thornby, we want it to go, carry on, to Stanhope. Stanhope Central. I'm going to rename that just to Stanhope because it's the only station there at the moment. And then after Stanhope Central, come back to Thornby. Platform 2, yeah, that's on the right side. And then it'll carry on back to Settle again. Play. So these are the basic stations. I'm playing vanilla, no mods. I've got all three train types on just so I've got lots of variety in what I choose, and it's more fun to mix and match. And there we go. Train is, let's follow the train, it's Thornby Thunderer. And it doesn't really thunder. And it sounds more like pathetic rain. But it's doing the job for now. 12 passengers. Can we see them on there? Can we actually count them? Probably. 1, 2. Let's not count them. Let's just take it. Take the game on what it says. Let's speed it up here. Let's make the Thunderer actually thunder. And we can follow it on its first ever journey to Stanhope. And when we get there, I can rename Stanhope. Oh, don't click off of it. There we go, it's thundering now that we're at 3 times speed. Tunnel. So when that tunnel isn't longer, but that's fine. Dig through some of the hill. And here we are, into the correct platform at Stanhope Central, which we will now click on and change to Stanhope. Oi, come back. Still got 12 people on it. So either 12 people got on or off, or those 12 people did not want to go to Stanhope. Coal mine, that'll be handy later. Need all the resources. Need all the resources we can get. New vehicle is available because it's now 1996. The MAZ 103. A new bus. We've only got one bus service, and that's in Settle to bring people to and from the station. Now that Settle is large enough, the station can't capture the whole town in its catchment area at once. But we'll look at buses some other time. Because yeah, this is my ongoing game, so I figured I'd let you in on it. It's jolly good fun to play if you like this sort of thing, which I do. Settle's looking rather nice now. So yeah, the towns, unlike stuff like SimCity or City Skylines, the towns build themselves as you provide them with what they need. And Settle is the biggest one currently. This is my headquarters here as well, by the that should be logistics, because it's a cooler word than transport. Company score 4. We've got to bring that up. So anyway, yeah, that's established our line through to Stanhope. It's stopped the rail services from the iron ore mine to the steel mill, because that's now going by boat. And I think I'll leave it there for now. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Have fun.